Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Saturday everyone. Hope everyone's weekend is going well. It is time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist, where we talk about what we did today in our little VW shop here. So 2 test drives today. And again, I always like to mention this. The regulars around here know this, that it makes me super nervous when I'm test driving customer cars, especially those first couple drives, just because, I don't know, it makes me nervous. These beautiful cars. Anyway, so these two, this 66 Beetle here in pearl white and this mouse gray 63 bus, both of which got their first little parking lot test drives today. And they went okay. Not great, not terrible. So let's start with this one. That's actually the first one that I took for a little drive. So went ahead and, put some gas in it, put 5 gallons worth of gas in it. So if you saw the episode yesterday, you know that the starter that the customer provided, which was a rebuilt 6-volt unit from Wolfsburg West, has an issue where when you turn the key to the start position, the starter turns over like it should, and then you release the key, it just keeps turning. So somehow the solenoid is sticking. I put a semi good 6-volt starter that I have here. It's the one that I used with my engine test stand setup, which seems to work okay most of the time. But for whatever reason, it seems to turn this car over really slow. And I'm not really sure why. If maybe that starter is just a little bit on the weak side, or I don't know. I thought his battery was low. He's got an Optima 6-volt battery in there. I charged it up and the car still just turns over kind of slow. But anyway, I got it started, primed the carburetor, got it started, and took it on my little loop around the parking lot, which I'm estimating is maybe a quarter mile total, give or take. And got it out in the parking lot and decided to snap some pictures off of it. So I was walking around it, taking some pictures, and it just died. It just stopped running. I had left it idling. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. It has gas. I don't know. And so going back to the starter maybe being weak, I wasn't able to get it started, so I pretty much pushed it back to the shop most of the way, and then I rounded up Renee and Santiago and had them help me push it back here. And I played around with it some more. And as far as the starter, I don't know. It could be a ground maybe that's not great, or I'm not sure. And I don't know. I just wasn't really in the mood to sort of troubleshoot it. I'll probably get to it on Monday. But yeah, something's going on there. Again, I think maybe the ground is not great. I don't know. This is one of the things when you build, essentially like a brand new car where everything is painted, etc., is sometimes the grounds don't end up great. If you forget to say scrape something where a ground goes. Anyway, we'll see. We'll figure it out one way or the other. But other than that, it felt great. So just a few minor bugs to work out of it, and it is going to be awesome. So that was that one. So we'll say that was semi successful for a first test run. Definitely could have been worse. But anyway, that's how that one went. So after I decided I didn't really feel like chasing electrical gremlins, I decided to take this one for its first test drive and put some gas in it and pretty much fired right up and actually backed it out of the shop. And as I started trying to go forward in it, it felt like it was not in first gear. It felt more like it was in third gear. And, or actually I take it back. So what happened was I backed it all the way down the driveway to the front of the building. And so, I went all that way in reverse. And then here I am out of the front of the building and I can't really get it into first. It's going into third and fourth and reverse, but not first or second. And so I kind of slipped the clutch and made it back here and started monkeying around with it, adjusting the shifter. And no matter how I adjusted the shifter, I couldn't get first and second gear. And I kind of kept monkeying around with it. And then finally, somehow I got first and second gear. And that's when I took it for a spin around the parking lot behind us. And I'll actually try and post that video up. And it felt great. And then I got back up over to the front of our building. And again, it wouldn't go into first and second. So super weird. So then finally, I pulled it back here and started kind of diagnosing the shifter issue. So first thing I did was we pulled out the back seat bottom, which gave me access to the shift coupler, and it was pretty wore out. So the bushings, which are here, these are some old ass bushings. I don't know. These maybe have never been replaced on this car. I don't know. These were old and they had a lot of slop in them. So if you would move the shifter front and back, you could see like maybe an eighth of an inch of play in it in this direction, front and back. Not so much side to side. Like when you go side to side with a shifter, it of course is rotating this coupler back here. I didn't really see a lot of slop in that direction. Lots of slop in this direction. So that probably wouldn't have explained the issue with first and second. But anyway, I went ahead and put new bushings in it, and that tightened that up. And not too surprisingly, it still didn't have first and second. So then the next thing I did was I pulled the shifter and got my flashlight and looked down in the tunnel where the shifter goes, where the shift rod goes through the hanger, and there was no bushing in there. There was like the remnants of a looked like many years ago fallen apart shift rod bushing, and the little metal ring that holds the bushing in place was like up near the little cup in the shifter. Like there was nothing there that resembled a bushing of any sort. So that pretty much explained why I wasn't able to get first and second, because when you would rotate the shifter toward, first gear, which is of course to the left, first and second, is that it wasn't really rotating the shifter back here, because when you move the shifter, it was just a lot of what was happening was just the slop in the shift rod for not having a bushing in it, essentially. So went over to see Brian Washburn. He luckily literally had one of his Delrin shift bushings left. And so I got that from him and installed it and adjusted the shifter. And lo and behold, we now have all 4 forward gears and reverse. So that pretty much took care of that. So yeah, not surprisingly that with a missing bushing up here and then an extremely wore out bushings on the coupler itself, that it's amazing I was able to get any gears in this car. But super tight and precise feeling now with the Delrin bushing up here and then new bushings in the back there. So yeah, that took care of that. The other thing that I did today on this car was I took a bunch of measurements, and it was pretty much level. It might have had like a tiny bit of rake, but I actually went and did a bunch of measurements today. And I lowered it like 2 teeth, I guess, on the front adjusters on the adjustable beam. And that brought it down in the front to where it's now sitting about like half an inch, maybe a hair more than half an inch lower in front. I think you can probably even see a little bit of rake on the video. So I told the customer, because we were talking about tire sizes the other day, and I think we're going to go with a slightly shorter front tire and then stock height or stock diameter tire in the back. And so the tires that are on the front now are stock height. So I told him if we go with a tire that's, say 1 inch shorter, that'll lower the front end another half inch essentially, and that'll give him the inch of rake that he was looking for. So that being the case, I'm going to leave the adjustment where it is now, and then when he gets the tires that he wants, then it'll look perfect as far as having this inch rake that he feels like he wants. And if it's still not quite what he wants or whatever, then that's the beauty of adjusters, is it's literally a 10, 15 minute job, maybe 20 if you're taking your time to adjust these things. So, but yeah, I did that. And then once, I'm pretty comfortable with the suspension adjustment right now, at least for now, went ahead and double checked and made some very small adjustments to the toe on it, and then went ahead and locked down all the nuts on the tie rod end. So front end suspension's all locked down now, or steering rather is all locked down as far as the tie rods and stuff like that. So yeah, I think now that it's shifting in all of its gears, the next step with this car is really just to put a few miles on it. And I think we're still on track for the owner to take this car this coming week. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything else really he wants me to do to it. He's, like I mentioned, he's going to put on the running boards. He's going to do the bumpers. We're probably going to adjust this a little bit for him. We didn't do the paint and body on here, but this is a pretty big gap. You shouldn't really be able to stick your finger in there like that. Renee, our paint and body guy, we messed around with it today and we weren't really able to improve it. The hinges are all the way forward already, so not quite sure. But Renee has a lot of body work tricks up his sleeve where he can get that gap closed up. So we're gonna mess around with that a little bit Monday, and then I'll go ahead and put the latch on. Other than that, and maybe I need to ask him if he wants us to put the kick panels in. I think I mentioned that yesterday, and whether those would be black or red. This puppy is about done. Somebody asked about the wheels and tires. He, for now, is going to put on a set of chrome slotted wheels that he has, like the stock wheels for 66, but they're chromed. I think he's going to put those on now, and then save his pennies, so to speak, and then get maybe some alloy wheels of some sort. But anyway, somebody was asking about the wheels. So yeah, these are just rollers on here. They don't even match or anything, but just to move the car around. So guys, that is it for today, and that is it for this week. So appreciate you guys all watching, and we'll see you again Monday. Bye.